Welcome back to a review series I haven't really done anything with since like last year. The reason? Because I kind of forgot about doing this. Yeah. This is a return of Pandora Hearts. Yep. A series I did review. It was actually I believe this was the second anime I watched after I had finished up Case Closed last year. And since now the whole series I had initially reviewed in just about 4 or 5 parts. Actually, yeah, it was basically about 6 parts. Yeah, because the thing with the particular anime itself is that the series did not finish basically telling its story. Well, at least it didn't finish that with the manga per se. Nope. Yeah, as for the reasoning for this, it's because at the time the manga took a hiatus. For some reason, I don't know why. And then when the manga came back, the anime didn't. Also, the fact that the anime itself was never dubbed. Nope, never was. It is by far one of 2 series I can think of where I had to watch the entirety of the thing all subbed. Yeah, I wasn't particularly too fan of that. At least in the case of Magic Kaido, at least I actually, in the case of that series, at least I had a few of the characters actually in English dub. Not in the case of Pandora Hearts. Nope. I had to watch this entire 25 episode series, all subbed. And I'm not really sure why no studio bothered to dub this damn thing. It's a good series. And yet nobody wanted to dub it? Not Funimation? Not Viz Media? Nobody? Okay. Now this one this particular review, I'm reviewing the third to last arc of the manga. Yes, the third to last arc, the Feast arc, which covers chapters 43 to 16, 18 chapter arc. There isn't a lot, let's say, a big events this particular arc. You can say basically about 2 major things happening. One, there's hints basically the main character Oz, who's got basically a contract with a woman named Alice, who they think is the Bee Rabbit. But that's something to get to another time. He also has a sister named Ada. He has an uncle named Oscar. He was trapped in the abyss for 10 years, even though for him it's like a few hours. Everybody else pretty much aged in 10 years. And like his servant, who he had think he portrayed was actually brainwashed, he actually was zapped by the Night Rays and became a Night Ray and found his actual brother. And it's revealed that Gilbert Night Ray is over 100 years old because of the connections to the Abyss. Obviously, there's also the character of Sharon, Break, and a few other characters. Yeah, there's hints that this may not be the real Oz. That's the beginning. Now, the main thing about this particular arc is that there's a big party going on, and Alice is basically wearing a beautiful dress. Different than her usual outfit that she wears in the series. Yeah. She's a very beautiful woman. She's basically about 16 years old. She's parents-wise. And she is very heavily in love with Oz. And she's a chain. And she's his chain. Now, a couple times you do see... Now, the thing with basically the way the series goes is that there are illegal chains. Basically, you make contract with them, and there's basically a clock that appears on your chest. If you use the power multiple times, the thing gets full, you die. That was a plot thread they used the whole series, which was never finished, by the way. Yeah. This arc, Oz and Alice do not play a role at all. They appear for the first few chapters, and then they're absent for almost the entirety of the story. I mean, they pop up now and again, but mostly this is focused on the Night Rays. And the fact that pretty much all of them except for Gilbert and his brother are all massacred by a creature known as the Headhunter. They hinted at him during the Break arc. Who the Headhunter is... It's Humpty Dumpty. I'm like, okay, you mean the egg guy who keeps falling off the wall from the actual fairy tales? Well, this creature is known as Humpty Dumpty, who's also known as the Queen of Hearts. I'm like, what? So you give this character 2 names of 2 completely different characters in Alice Wonderland. Okay. And the reason why he's doing this, because he's gone freaking mad. That's probably the reason why. And everyone, all the Night Rays get killed in gruesome fashion, including Ada's boyfriend Vincent. Yes, the character Vincent, who is one of Gilbert's brothers, one of his younger brothers, because Gilbert's older than he is, and he gets killed by the Headhunter in very gruesome fashion. Yes, that's the best you can say about this arc. It's basically the Night Ray massacre, and that Gilbert is like the only surviving member. He technically he's basically the leader of the Night Ray household right now, and the fact that the series that I've looked online, apparently they describe some people describe the Night Ray dukedom as like the way the Phantom Hive family from Black Butler. Interesting. The only difference is they don't have a demon butler who takes the form of a human. Yeah. This was probably by far, out of all the arcs I've seen for the series, the most violent arc of the whole series. Lots and lots of blood. And the character Echo has seen this arc, and she doesn't really do very much. She doesn't die per se. No, she actually survives. But I'm not sure why in the world the writer thought of a good idea in the third to last arc of her series, yeah, the writer is a woman, to kill off a good chunk of her characters. Yeah, to kill off a whole family. I mean, it's not the first series I've seen to have a massacre in it. I mean, Naruto, basically, when the plot threads, one of the characters is basically known for surviving a massacre. As a matter of fact, it's happened a couple of series that I've watched and read. One, of course, been Naruto, and another being Hunter x Hunter, and both of them supporting characters. This is by far the first in the head of massacre of a whole family during the course of a series, not before the start of the series. But it's a similar idea. The only difference is that we know who the person is, and it's like one person, and it's a creature, not a human being this time, who's causing the massacre. Yeah, and there was hints at that basically that as for who now the Humpty himself was a contract to Elliot's Night Ray, Gilbert's brother, because he did. Because he killed some people and he disappeared. Yeah, not much was done with that, and they also have at one point at the beginning of the arc we have Alice biting Oz's cheek instead of basically she's trying to cheer him up, and she basically wanted apparently she thought that would what she saw the picture that Sharon showed her back in early arc. Nope, it's actually a kiss, supposed to be a kiss, and she and Oz have kissed in the very first arc of the series. As a matter of fact, it was a joke in one of the episodes. Even this in the manga as well during the break past arc, which is quite funny, where everyone gets drunk except for like Oz and Oswald, and basically Sharon basically teaches Alice about love and the fact talks about kissing, and it's like, huh, this is kissing. Okay, Oz and I did that. And then basically Sharon smacks him with a fan, all because he kissed Alice. Yeah, I mean, why not? Alice is a beautiful woman. Yeah, but not much else to say about this particular arc. Because aside from the fact you have a massacre and some party going on, and of course you have a wonderful scene of Oz and Alice dancing, not much else you can say happened in this particular arc per se, aside from the fact that Gilbert himself got a lot of character development in this arc, seeing the fact that his whole adopted family got pretty much massacred by a legal contract. And the fact that Oz himself had to stop the particular creature, and that's pretty much it when it comes to a particular arc. Yep, now there's still 2 more arcs I'm going to review for this particular series. And yes, my next video hopefully will be a review of the basic returning to reviewing Inuyasha, because, well, I've kind of finished up the series of Mermaid Saga, so go back to Inuyasha. That's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Yeah, but not much else to say when it comes to this particular arc itself. And there's only about 2 arcs left, and the next couple arcs are slightly longer than this one. It's not like it's 18 freaking chapters. No, the next arc is actually quite longer than that. Hmm. Next arc is 22 chapters. Yep. As a matter of fact, next 2 arcs are 22 chapters. Uh huh. Yeah, 22 chapters. Both pretty much the same length. Yep. So from this point forward, for the next 2 arcs, it becomes longer. Slightly longer per se. Only about 4 chapters longer than this arc. But you can kind of say that this arc itself is actually, believe it or not, the second longest arc of the entire series. Longest is basically the next 2 arcs of the series. Next one basically will be the Jack's Intention arc. Yes, which, fun fact, I will tell you this now. This is the arc basically I was reading at the time I started watching the anime. I actually stopped reading at this particular point, mainly because the fact that I ran out of books from the library because of the library, and the fact I don't want to read more just so I could basically keep in line basically what they show in the anime. Yep. But otherwise, so that's really it for this particular review. Stay tuned, possibly tonight if I get time to do it. Review of the first 8 episodes of season 2 of Inuyasha. Okay? See you next view. Bye.